Hello and welcome to Bright Ideas with me, Anita Rani, a podcast brought to you by EE. Now, we're told that we need to go out there and live our best life, but what do we really mean by that? Well, in this podcast, I'm going to sit down with well-known names to discover the tech hacks, apps and advice they use to create a smarter, happier and more connected life, and focusing on 4 key areas that together make up a more fulfilled way of living. That's home life, career, your appetite to learn new things, and how you unwind and have fun. Each conversation is packed with advice we can all use to help improve our own lives. Today's guest is a television icon. With a career spanning over 2 decades at the forefront of sports and entertainment, from the Olympics to the Ryder Cup, she's covered some of the biggest global sporting events, interviewing legends of the game and becoming one of the most recognisable faces on British television. You can now hear her every weekday on Gold Radio. It is an absolute pleasure to welcome TV and radio presenter, journalist and all-round force of nature and utter bombshell.
Oh, thanks.
Kirsty Gallacher.
Oh, so lovely. Welcome. It's so lovely to see you.
It's really lovely to see you. It's been a long time.
I've known you for so long.
We did Strictly together.
Have
you recovered?
My body hasn't. Have you?
No, I was
I've got
injured.
injuries from Strictly. One of my toes has never been the same.
But you're in a great place now.
Yes, wonderful.
Good. We're going to start in the way we start off with everybody, with an icebreaker to kick things off. So on a scale of 1 to 5, how happy are you today?
Oh, happy today.
Yeah. It's a happiness scale.
9.
1 to 5.
1 to 5, not 1 to 10, you silly woman. Sorry. That's my hearing.
But 9 is great. Off the
4.5 then.
Oh, excellent.
Sorry, I thought you said 1 to 10. I'm very happy today. Yeah, and I'm seeing you, and I was really excited to see you.
Good. We like that you brought that energy with you. Now, before we start the chat properly, I want to ask you quick fire questions. I don't want you to think too much about them.
No.
So here they come. What one single item brings you the most happiness in life?
Oh, item. Okay, I've got an item at home. My bird table. I love watching the birds feed. It's my joy. I've always loved that.
That's beautiful, Kirsty.
Yeah. But I've always been like that. I know that I'm better when I go out and I'm amongst nature and animals and countryside. That's me, and that's my happy place.
It is a huge question because happiness means something so different to everybody. But can you define it for you in one sentence? It's all about happiness, this podcast.
Yeah, I know. And I love that. I think happiness is about balance, actually. I really do. For me, it's keeping on an even keel and being balanced and having everything's good. Making sure I'm doing the right things in all the areas that are important, whether it's home life, work, kids. Am I looking after myself? Am I exercising enough? For me, it's all about balance.
I hear you. So let's start with game, because we've got 4 different areas we're going to cover.
Great.
We're going to find out how you keep fit and how you relax and unwind.
Very important.
You are part of a golfing family with your dad being a professional golfer. It's a sport you're still passionate about today. So as someone who has never tried it, what are the benefits?
Have you never tried it?
I've been on a driving range.
Well, that's great. That's a good start. Although I think the putting green's fun.
Tell me what's fun about golfing.
What a joy.
Yeah.
Outside, healthy.
Yeah.
Great for the mind and body. Golf is a beautiful game. Some say it's a long walk spoiled. I disagree. I know. I love that. Golf it's great fun. But, you know, the difficult bit is when you get to a point where you're like, I'm not seeing any change.
Yeah.
That's when you get annoyed with the game.
Yeah.
So it is an annoying game, but with golf, you have to be patient. Are you patient?
Not at all.
Oh, no, me neither. So that's why I haven't played for a few months.
Have you not?
I am a bit of a fair weather golfer.
Is there such a thing as après golf?
We're very good at that. Yes, we'll do après golf. Nice little glass.
If we're good.
Yeah. No, it is a lovely thing to do. It's fun. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about something else that's really important to you. And I think you, as a woman who does keep fit, is so inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
So talk us through your fitness regime and what exercise means to you.
Exercise is everything to me. Fitness is everything. Sport. I mean, there are various things I do. I weight lift, not really heavy, just do some nice weights. I like that strong, feeling strong. I kind of do what I want to do. I've learned a lot through working with different trainers. And I've got into Pilates recently. You do Pilates, don't you?
Yeah, I like it.
Wonderful.
I think some women might be listening thinking, but Kirsty's a superhuman.
To be honest with you, if there's a lot on, I can be very unmotivated. So I am completely like, everybody else. But it's finding something you enjoy doing and just do a little bit.
Yeah.
Build up.
But it's the doing is important.
It's the doing.
Yeah, just
but
get on with it.
But I really feel like anybody listening who's like, do you know what? I either can't get into it or I can't get back into it. Find something you enjoy doing. It doesn't need to be, forget the treadmill and all that. Find something you enjoy and just do 15 minutes, do 10 minutes, go for a fast walk. Don't worry about running. Go on the mat and do some stretches, roll around and do some, I don't know, I sometimes start, and I know it sounds mad, I go and do some press-ups, and then I might do some like a plank for a bit. And then I get a bit like, oh, I quite like this. I feel like activating my, my muscles, and I feel strong. And I played paddle the other week, got a paddle racket.
Lovely.
Brilliant fun. I'm hopeless, but it's brilliant. It's great. It's kind of the new thing to try. I thought, right, okay. I played paddle. It's great cardio and it's hilarious. And just go and do something new. I must admit, I see a lot on Instagram I love. Yeah. This stretchy thing against the wall.
Oh, yes, I saw that. Pilates against the wall. We've obviously got a similar algorithm.
Oh, yeah, we have.
So I just watch it.
Well, I downloaded it and haven't done it. So there we are. That's my life.
So what about the other side of it? When you do just want to relax, what do you do?
Quiet time's really important. Otherwise, I feel like my brain's going to explode. So for me, it would be literally going for a walk on my own with the dogs. I feel sometimes like I can't cope with things.
Like
it's too
what?
much. Just everything. Single mum, running around. Am I being good enough at everything? I don't feel very well today, but I've still got to go to work. I'm driving to work. I get home at like 8:15 at night. I'm knackered. So for me, if I'm sort of in the midst of things in the morning and I've got a minute, I would just go, Kirsty, just put it all down and go for a walk. Beautiful. And I feel so much better. So for me, it's quiet time.
You've brought us nicely to the home section. I want to know how you help yourself. Are there any apps, or how does technology help you?
There is an app, Calm app. They have these fabulous stories and things on there, or sort of relaxing music or whatever. But do you know what? Listen, I should meditate. But also I think, there's that danger as well with me and many others probably who are listening. You always think you need to be doing more.
Correct,
you always think you need to be doing everything to like this gold standard. It's
where does that pressure come from?
I don't know.
Why are we putting it on ourselves?
It's dreadful.
And what is the gold standard?
What is that gold standard?
I mean, people might look at you and say you are the gold standard.
Well, they're wrong. Yeah, I just feel like I run on empty a lot, but I am becoming much better, much more mindful about that. Doesn't matter. And actually, again, my boyfriend's very good. You need someone to go, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
My boys are great. They'll go, Mummy, why do you need to do that now? I'm like, no, I don't. And, it's good to have them as that sort of bit of a barometer, really. So,
is it working?
Yeah, it is, actually. They're all quite strict with me at the moment because I, work in radio now 5 days a week.
Congratulations, by the way. It's brilliant.
I love it. It's great. It's just making sure everything else is balanced around that. And actually my weekends are now, I don't work weekends, whereas I was working weekends and in the week. I've now got, the weekends are sacred to me now. I had a lot of guilt about that, actually, and I was thinking, gosh, you work really hard, but what are you working for? If you can't actually enjoy it, we're only on this planet for a minute.
I wonder where your drive comes from.
I was brought up with two very driven parents.
Your mum, Leslie, dietitian.
Yeah, she loves you. By the way, she sends love. You met her years ago at Strictly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gorgeous
She's a dietitian, yeah. And my dad, a sort of successful sportsman. So I kind of was brought up in this household of, I'm a naturally competitive person anyway. But I'm driven, you're right. Yeah, I always want to be the best I can be. Decision making is a very important thing in life, I realise, I say to my kids, making decisions really is so important. Think about your decision making. That's life, but you can't have regrets because you're there. It's just about how you navigate that. And I think that for me, it's been quite interesting when I look back. But yeah,
you haven't got regrets? Have you got any regrets?
Yeah, I've got regrets. Decisions that I made, I wasn't quite in the best place.
Sure.
And I went and made a decision, whether that's work, personal. But regrets, yeah, I do have regrets. I shouldn't say that, but I tell my kids not to, but hopefully I won't have regrets going forward.
Yeah, I think it's very honest to say that you've got regrets, I always do this thing where I'm like, oh no, everything is for a reason, but actually, you know what? maybe.
Yeah, you shouldn't have regrets. Again, it comes back to that balance and am I okay? Is everything all right, you know?
And you've mentioned looking out at the birds in your garden and that you like spending time in your garden. Good bit of thinking time?
Oh, it's just bliss, yeah. I love my animals and wildlife, and, you know, I'm doing quite a lot of animal welfare sort of campaigning now and in my life because it's really important to me.
How many animals have you got?
Well, we've got 3 at the moment, 2 dogs and a tortoise.
Lovely.
A rescue tortoise, a rescue dog and a non-rescue dog. Yeah, sweet. I'm just going to rescue some chickens actually as well, bless them.
Where do you rescue chickens from?
Well, there's a wonderful place in Oxfordshire. There's various places, but they're ex-battery hens.
Okay.
And they come to you without any feathers. And then they grow feathers back because they're happy.
So you've obviously got something very nurturing in you, Kirsty.
Yeah, well, I get very emotional about people being treated badly and animals being treated badly.
Yeah.
I have a problem with welfare. I've always been an animal lover, but I just can't bear the thought of anyone or any animal being treated badly. I can get very emotional, very upset. I mean, I've become a bit stronger because I am dealing with a couple of animal welfare campaigns that I'm very involved with, which get me very passionate, and I have to put the passion in the right, put that in the right way. Otherwise, I can get really sad. But you can only do what you can do, just because you can't change everything.
No, but you can do your little bit.
That's what I always think we should all do. Yeah.
Now, staying active is one of the best things we can all do for our bodies and minds. This podcast is powered by EE, which helps us keep on track with our fitness goals. Whether it's streaming my favourite workout playlist without interruption or using my smartwatch to track every step, EE keeps me connected and moving. You're listening to Bright Ideas with me, Anita Rani, brought to you by EE. And my guest today is the wonderful Kirsty Gallacher, where we're finding out where she finds balance, happiness and connection in her life, and hopefully learn a few tips, including me, just how you juggle everything, children, life, work. I mean, you've got a lot on your plate. We've all got a lot on our plate.
It takes a while to realise how you can do it better, I think. I'm just getting there.
So I want to know from you about how you keep curious and interested in the world.
I'm very curious as a person, and I'm getting more curious with age, which I think is lovely.
That's brilliant.
And I try to talk to my children about that as well. It's kind of not letting them just go, no, I'm not bothered about that. I'm not coming to the cinema. I'm not watching that. It's going, why don't you just open yourself up to the possibilities that you might enjoy it. So it might be a film, it might be doing something. Why don't you just try it?
And do they?
There. It takes, sometimes it's...
You've got teenage boys.
I mean, I've got to remember the teenagers. Sometimes I'm like, what's going on? My mum's like, Kirsty, he's a teenager.
What were you like as a teenager?
Well, probably the same. I was probably the same. You know what? You want to do what you want to do. You're in your comfort zone. You're like, no thanks. That's boring. Boring. You're boring, mum. Curiosity is wonderful. But for me, culture and curiosity and intrigue. And I mean, I will literally I'll watch any documentary now. I'll watch anything. I love it. Anything to learn and any book. Just give it to me.
Up, yeah.
Give it to me.
What do you wish you had more time to learn?
I am desperately wanting to pick up my French again and relearn. Why am I not bilingual, Anita?
I don't know. Should we try it? Should we just try it now?
Can we do it? Bonjour.
Bonjour.
I was really good at French. Really good at French.
What happened?
And then I was going to do A-level. I didn't do it because I wanted to do history of art and English. And then I was like, oh, don't worry. You know when you're like, every new year, you go, right, every new year on my list, I'm going to learn a language again. And every new year, it's like, whatever, forget about that. You know, like New Year's resolutions. I really want to be able to speak another language.
How are you going to do it? There's apps available.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to do it. Can you be on me for this?
Yeah, because I feel the same, okay? So I had the same thought about French as well, because there was French and Spanish. And
beautiful,
I was great about,
yes, me too.
But French, I thought, that'd be good.
But also, if you've got that foundation.
So someone said to me that they've got Duolingo on their phone. And every time they pick up the phone to go on Instagram, instead of going on Instagram, they go on Duolingo and they'll learn another phrase.
Right, let's do that.
So we do that.
There's Duolingo or Rosetta Stone.
Okay,
I don't know which one. But I mean, obviously, I'm spending so much time not doing it. So, yes, let's do it.
Should we encourage each other?
Right, let's do it. Let's do it.
I'll
I love
message
this.
you. Shall I just message you, say, have you done any French today?
Yes, French. And the other thing I am desperate to learn now, hilariously, actually I've always had like a bit of a thing about it, and especially working at Gold, is the electric guitar.
Come on, Kirsty.
Rock chick mother. I mean,
Go on,
kids are like, oh my gosh, this is so
But
tragic.
why not?
Tragic woman.
But why not?
But I don't play the guitar. I think you've got to start with the normal acoustically. No?
I don't think you have to do anything these days.
Yeah,
I think
true.
you could just
go
go
straight
for it.
hard in there for the electric guitar.
Just find a great teacher.
Yeah, I will.
Or online. You can get apps for everything
There's
now,
actually
can't
a
you?
great guitar shop near us quite near us. And my eldest wants to, he's quite random, Oscar. He's brilliantly different. And he wants to play the flamenco guitar.
Wonderful.
So we have a family home in Spain near Seville. Obviously, that's right in the middle of flamenco country.
Absolutely.
That reminds me, maybe I should do Spanish, not French. Anyway, I'll be trilingual by the end of this year. Don't you worry about that. You know what happens. You say this, nothing happens.
It'll be another 10 years and you'll still
you'll be texting me in 10 years. Have you? No. No, the guitar. I'd love to be able to play the guitar.
Just do it.
Fabulous.
Make time. Why not? And
But
don't worry about having to. And flamenco guitar, gorgeous.
Isn't that great?
Okay, so let's move nicely onto work. You just mentioned there that you did art, history of art,
Yes.
English, because you wanted to be a fashion journalist.
Yes.
Never intended to go into TV as a presenter, right? What happened? How did it happen?
It's the last thing on my mind. I wanted to be a fashion journalist. I was always interested in clothes and fashion, and I don't know, just thought sitting on a catwalk runway and jotting things down. No, I loved magazines as a child. I just loved that, and I loved drawing, and I loved art. Another thing I really want to pick up on is my art. I was a reasonably good quite graphic artist, but I love my art, so I might do that as well. As quite a few to-do things on my to-do list. I went to London College of Fashion. I worked at Joseph in my gap year. Do you remember beautiful?
Of course I do. Yeah,
Joseph?
gorgeous. Yeah.
Having a bit of a resurgence. Loved Joseph clothes. So did that in my gap year, then went to London College of Fashion. But then I was at a dinner for my father. They were honouring my father. Sky Sports were, because he'd just won the Ryder Cup. He was captain of the Ryder Cup, and he won on American soil, and it was
big deal.
a long time coming.
Yeah. So
it was televised by Sky Sports. We went to a dinner. They were honouring him, and I was only 19. The Sky Sports head, he came up and just went, "Oh, have you ever thought of presenting?" I went, "Oh, no, I'm a fashion student." Very proud of that. And basically it went from there. I mean, they sort of pestered me and said, "Come in for a screen test." I went in, it was horrendous. I was like a rabbit in the headlights. But they offered me a job behind the scenes. And they knew I knew a lot about sport, and I ended up working from the bottom as a runner on the golf team and worked my way up. And then they launched Sky Sports News and sort of catapulted me from backroom staff to, editorial staff to front of camera. And
incredible.
That was my journey. They'd brought in a few people to present from different areas. People that you would know, Simon Lazenby, who now hosts Formula One. He was working on the rugby. I was on the golf similarly. Kelly Cates, obviously a great friend of mine.
So you'd all been spotted.
We were spotted and brought together and then sort of flung together, and then that, but brilliant really when you think about it. And again, it's about life and your journey and like the decision making. Well, do I think that I would have ended up doing that or radio? No, I didn't want to be in front of that. It was really, I wasn't that confident as a youngster. I was not. I've had to learn that.
But let's talk about work. Because you were so young, 19 is young, and you're plucked. I'm not surprised, by the way, Kirsty. I mean, if I'd spotted you as well, then I'd be like, hello, let's get you on camera. But a really interesting career to be learning on the job, because you're so exposed.
Very exposed.
So tell me about, how, because I think this is where your personality kicks in, because you're incredibly driven, you're incredibly competitive, I think probably no more so than with yourself, but a tough industry. How have you found it? How did you navigate it?
Very tough, actually. I don't know. I actually don't really know sometimes how I did navigate it. I think I'm quite strong as a character. I've come across some difficult scenarios, and whether that is also your personal life in there, the mix, because obviously you've got to do your job and still go on live TV, and it's not a sunny, rosy day every day, is it?
Yeah.
You've got stuff going on, and you've got to go and shiny, smile and perform, and it's not always easy. It's not been easy.
Yeah, and people are always interested in women's lives, women in the public eye.
Of course, but I can't believe I'm 49, actually. Not in a bad way.
Neither can I. You
great.
look amazing.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean,
although I say that, and I know that is a compliment, because you do look amazing, but also you look like a healthy, active, vibrant 49-year-old woman.
Don't know how I got to 49. It's like, I think it's my 30s went really fast.
Yeah, that's what happens. I was saying this to a mate the other day. 1 minute we were 32, and now our bones are creaking.
Oh, I just don't know how I got here to 49. Like, I feel really young.
Yeah.
But I do.
But why not?
Well, great. I love it. God, I'm looking at people like Demi Moore going, you look insane.
Yeah,
62?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, she's only just starting. She looks insane, and she is insane.
Right.
And I love that we can look at these amazing women and just go, you are incredible. You're so inspiring. Thank you. But no, it has been an interesting journey. I've done a lot. I'm really proud of that, actually. And I think it's good that I can say that now. I feel like I've done a lot. I mean, I've worked.
Did it always make you happy? Does work make you happy?
No. I think it's been very tough at times. Yeah, listen, I'm very lucky. I had a great career up till now. Obviously, produced 2 children at the same time. And it's like a lot's happened, but I'm very proud of that as well. I've done a lot of different things in my life. I can't even remember all the programs that I've done. I mean, you and I both we've done a lot of stuff, and we're very lucky. You've
got to hustle.
You've got to hustle, but no, it's not always been easy. I mean, I was sort of catapulted into, and I'm sorry, but it was a man's world,
And a beautiful young woman in a man's world.
Oh, I mean, that's very kind of you.
But, the early 2000s, very different place. We're talking lads mags.
Lads, oh God.
Which you were, all over.
Yeah.
Quite rightly, though.
No, I don't know about that.
How do you feel about that?
I was thinking about that the other day, thinking, would I do that now? Like that? And I can't believe they existed.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
But then you're put into a place where you have to sort of, I don't know, it's weird to even think about it because it was so normal back then.
Do you know what? For
me,
I saw it as modelling. And I thought, this is part of what I'm doing. I do a bit of that. I do it, like you said, you hustle. You do a bit of that. You think, I need to do that because I can't get and do that. But it's decision making. And I did. And when I said, mentioned regrets earlier, they might be from that time where I went, I did a lads mag. Yeah, probably do regret that a bit. It's sort of what I was talking about. You make these decisions and go, why did I do that? But then saying that at the time, that's what you did. You did that. You were asked to do it. Your agent's saying do it. Now I look at that, I go, wow, would I advise my younger self? Probably not. But it was, for me, I think it was, as any woman stepping into a world, the traditionalists in sports, I was talking to them about their football and their beloved team, and they're going, why am I watching a woman? I mean, there was a lot of that, and there was a lot of nepotism as well, like, oh, she's only there because of her dad. So for me, I had to prove myself even more, a bit like Gabby, Gabby Logan, Kelly Cates, Dalglish, former. It's like you had to work harder
to prove yourself. Yeah,
you did.
Oh, we have to talk about how the landscape for women's sport has changed.
Wonderful.
I mean, how
wonderful.
How's that? And now you find yourself, and you say you can't believe you're 49, but what a time to be you.
I'm so proud of what we've achieved.
Yeah,
women. I can't believe that when I started out, I wasn't talking about any women's sport. Apparently wasn't interesting. I was really sporty, sports captain at school, came from really sporty childhood, obsessed by sport. My brother is an amateur golfer. My cousin's a professional golfer. All this sport.
Yeah.
Not one woman's sport in the beginning. Bit of tennis. But I am, very proud of what 20 years nearly at Sky, where we I came to that point where I was absolutely talking about women's sport and we were embracing it, and it was just that the change is immense, and the fact that we are now, it's just like the norm, and it's just wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, massively. And what an incredible place to be bringing up young girls, and for young girls.
Brilliant.
Well, it's always been amazing to have you on screen, you and Gabby and Kelly, kind of women in sport.
Yeah.
But to actually be watching women playing the stuff.
Playing sport.
Yeah,
but I feel like, I do feel proud of that, again, to be a woman
in sport,
talking about men's sport as it was originally, all men's sport. Because it's like, no, I'm sorry, we're not going anywhere. We're going to break through this and we're going to change things. And that I think is a great moment, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm smiling because I love I love your tenacity.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Really passionate on that.
Now, before we find out your Bright List recommendations, it's time to get your quick-fire bright ideas on how to best deal with some everyday dilemmas. So you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Just spontaneous quick answers here.
Not good at this.
You're about to go live on air, and just before the cameras roll, you realise you have a coffee stain on your outfit. Do you try to hide it and carry on, or make a joke about it on air?
Make a joke.
Yeah.
Get on with it. It's funny. Who cares? It's brilliant. I love anything funny like that or just real, because people love that. And people, it's like, yeah, I'm a human.
And you are really funny. I remember when I did Strictly with you, I remember thinking, you kind of find your people.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Kirsty, she's funny and she's naughty.
Oh, very naughty.
Very naughty.
But in the right way.
In the right way, yeah, in the best way possible.
I feel like we're about to get naughty, you and I. We just sort of come back together and
we're going to be learning French on après golf.
Yeah, an après golf. Great.
All right, here we go. Next one. You're at the gym, mid-workout, when someone recognises you and wants to chat about sports. Do you stop and have a friendly chat, or politely explain you need to focus and catch up later?
No, stop and chat. I love that.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. I love people. I love chat. I love it.
I can't imagine you being anything but friendly to anyone you meet.
I love people. I love talking to people. It's brilliant, isn't it?
I completely agree, yeah.
I just love people. I love learning from people and find them fascinating. It's brilliant.
So, you're hosting an event and your auto cue suddenly freezes. Do you try to wing it with what you remember, or do you pause and ask for a quick fix?
No. Wing it. I actually don't like autocue very much. I mean, it's difficult when you are very tightly scripted, and obviously on when I was at Sky, on Sky Sports, you're it's essentially sports news, isn't it? So although you've got your desk and you can read, I think it's great just to be natural and organic. And no, I wouldn't want that fixed. I'd probably just go with it.
Yeah.
Especially if you've got a co-host or someone like you and I could do that easily. I mean, we're not, just...
You make a virtue of it.
Bumble along, it's wonderful.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of if it was Woman's Hour. I'd be like, I cannot, talking about something really serious. Like, oh my God, do not let me wing it. Do not let me.
No, that could be dangerous, those sorts of scenarios.
But if you're in something where you can make it a bit lighthearted.
Yeah, if you can remember what you're roughly doing.
Yeah.
And you can, you're, I don't know, it's quite fun. I like challenges, don't forget.
I know. I've loved talking to you.
Yeah.
This has been lovely. It's been inspiring.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I feel like I've talked a lot. Sorry.
Are you generally, you came in here and you said, on a scale of 1 to 5, you're 4.5.
9.
Yeah, no, even better. She's off the chart.
Double 4, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I think things are good.
Long may it stay that way. Kirsty, thank you for all of that. It's been a pleasure listening to you. You've given us lots of wisdom, some real insight, lots for us to think about. Very good. Before you go, though, I need to get something for you to add to our bright list. You need to pick something. It can be a film, a song, an album, a TV show, a game, anything that has inspired you to live a little bit better and brighter.
Can it be a thing?
It can be whatever you like.
Sounds a bit off the wall, this. It's a new thing in my life. And I want to spread the love. But a lot of people are talking about these now. It's my new record player. So that is obviously connected to music. A lot of music is inspiring. I got a record player and I'm obsessed by it. It is such a beautiful thing. You could just stare at it with nothing going on. I get the whole record player thing, the vinyl thing. It's the process. It's blowing the dust off and picking up it's the whole process. And then going and buying them is just a joy.
Oh, yeah.
I went at the weekend to buy some vinyls. And it's so interesting. It's such a world that I never even really understood before. I've kind of entered that. But the record players and the vinyl world, it's so beautiful.
I love it. I love what you picked. I've had decks since I was 18.
Oh, wow.
I've been collecting records since I was a teenager.
I had my first ever...
I never stopped.
Album was Shaka Khan, who I love. Oh, don't you love Shaka Khan?
What did you buy at the weekend?
Well, can you believe I didn't have it in my... Because it's a new collection, so I'm just building it up. You have to get Fleetwood Mac Rumours, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
That's just like a must.
You're totally in my world.
Really?
Like, there's nothing better for me than a Sunday morning.
Me too.
Where I put a record on and potter around my house.
Me too.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Me too. That's my new joy. Especially as I don't work at weekends now. So Saturday mornings, because Sunday usually I'm running around taking kids to rugby and golf and stuff. But honestly, it's such a joy, the whole process. What shall I pick?
Let's go record shopping, Kirsty.
Yeah, well, we've got lots to do.
Yeah,
but it's a beautiful thing that I would like to spread the word on and do it. If you're thinking, oh, shall I? Do it. You can get great secondhand record players. It's not expensive. It doesn't need to be expensive. It's a great little hobby. It's brought so much joy. And my kids love it. And I think it's really important they understand that. Again, it's a cultural thing. It's like this is where it all, began, and music and kind of, it's just wonderful. So there we are. Hopefully that's a good addition.
It's the best addition so far. Don't tell the others I said that. Get learning that French and the electric guitar. Come on, let's do some air guitar. Get up.
What? How on earth? I don't know.
That's it for another episode of Bright Ideas with me, Anita Rani, brought to you by EE. Please join me next time for more insightful and authentic everyday ways to help inspire us all to live a little brighter. And if you want to hear more about EE's bright tech ideas to help make everyday life that little bit easier, visit telegraph.co.uk/smartlife. There's lots of smart advice, from setting up parental controls to keep your kids safe online to making sure you never run out of data when you need it most. So, until next time.